All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Kwam Yashala, mighty shalom. And this lesson is entitled Earthquakes in Diverse Places. Earthquakes in diverse places. And this is all a part of prophetical events, the Lord's judgment, whom the world ignorantly calls God, whose true Hebrew name is Yahweh. This is an illustration of the Lord's judgment and power throughout the earth that is being shown, all right, indicating that we're in the last seconds of time. It says deep magnitude 7.5 earthquake in Pacific Ocean shakes Tonga, triggers brief tsunami warning across islands. And the scriptures tell us this. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. And the scriptures tell us that the second woe is past, the third woe cometh quickly. This is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the third world's war is the third woe, all right? And we're vastly approaching that third world's war. You have different events that are being triggered throughout the earth, all right? You have perils that are hidden here in America, gas prices skyrocketing, all right? Rationing of food. You got the Lord's judgment that's being performed throughout the earth via these different earthquakes, all right? Tsunamis, all right? And the scripture speaks of these things, man. This is Luke 21:10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And we're also seeing that throughout the earth, all right? These nations are being gathered into the valley of Yehoshaphat, all right? Which Yehoshaphat goes into mountain of troops, valley of decision, Armageddon, all right? Scriptures say the Lord mustered the host of the battle. So these nations going against each other is ultimately going to lead to the destruction of America. That's what it's going to lead to. It says in Jeremiah, put yourselves in array against Babylon the Great, all ye that bend the bow, okay? So these nations and their nuclear capabilities are going to shoot nuclear missiles here at America. And it's a lot of tensions that are happening right now, man. You got on a recent attack of Israel, Iran back to Israel, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So the Lord is a man of war at the end of the day. And we're going to see a speedy riddance being made of the earth's militaries, all right, and a splendid display of the heaven's armies. But right now we're seeing different earthquakes, judgments from the Lord pour on throughout the earth, man, all right, ahead of these last few seconds of time, man, seconds of this captivity, for lack of better words. So it says, verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. That's right. You got blood moons, solar eclipses, okay? You got these different events that are likened unto signs in the heavens that the Lord is showing before the return of whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It says, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Because it says in the book of Acts, the moon shall be turned into blood before that great and notable day, man. All right? And that notable day is upon us. This is Isaiah 29:6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Right? And the Lord is visiting the earth with these different judgments. Tempest goes into hurricanes. You're seeing that throughout the earth, specifically here in the regions throughout. You got Florida, Louisiana, throughout Texas, these southern regions. All right, there's something called hurricane season. And we're vastly approaching that. I believe it starts in June. All right. You got earthquakes in diverse places like the scriptures speak of. All right. All these things are showing that the Lord is visiting the earth. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9. And I'll start at verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. That's right. And all these different events are showing forth that we're in the very same time, all right, that is the time that Yahushua is going to come back in, all right? Scriptures say there's a time and a season for everything under the sun. The book of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, all right? There's a time to plant, and there's a time to pluck up which has been planted. The scriptures say Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So it's a time for a nation to rule, and it's a time for them to be taken down. But it's all through prophecy. Jeremiah 1:9, the Lord has sent us out, all right, to pull down these nations, okay? But it's due to the word, it's due to prophecy, all right? Because prophecy means to say before a facade to say, all right? So we're saying before the events that are going to happen due to the Lord's will on his timing, man. All right. And that's what's going on the earth. You're seeing earthquakes. All right. You're seeing tsunami warnings, violence. All right. The sea and the waves roaring. All right. But it's all ultimately signaling these last seconds of time that we're at the end. So it says, verse 3, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. That's right. And that's what we're seeing throughout the world. Earthquakes, uproars of the people. All right. Rumors of war, like the scriptures say, wars and rumors of wars. This is Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. Verse 7, and this is just paralleling that Luke. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. That's right. These are just the beginning of sorrows, man. This is a 7.5 magnitude earthquake, all right, that shook Tonga and triggered a tsunami warning. But after a while, it's not going to just be a warning. You're going to have actual tsunamis and floods throughout the earth. No, the earth is not going to be flooded by water again, but you're going to have different floods, tsunamis going on during these last seconds of time, because that's what ultimately happens. You have an earthquake that hits, all right, in the ocean, and it triggers a tsunami. And we're going to see those things pour upon the earth. But the earth ultimately is not going to be destroyed by water, all right, a flood of water. It's going to be destroyed by a flood of fire. And that's what this article is going into, man. All right. So Lord willing, this message was edifying. I'm going to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harachak Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings until next time. Kwame Yashala. Mighty Shalom.